like to remind all of our listeners that the opinions expressed by the DJs, hosts, and guests do not necessarily reflect those of UChoice Radio. It's not our intention to label, discriminate, make hate, or annoy anyone. Please keep in mind that this is only entertainment and is intended for listeners with a sense of humor. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest internet radio station on the planet. Even the other radio stations are tuning in. Your choice, your music. UChoiceRadio.com.
Hello, everyone. So, this is, I don't know if I'd call it episode 2 or what else would you guys call that? Would it be considered an episode, or would it be, I think that's just what I'm going to call it. I think there's like other names for it too, but that's what we're going to go with. This is going to be episode 2 of What's Trending with Jinnea. So the first topic I want to talk about, I move around a lot, you guys. You guys like my makeup? It's just a side note. Alright, so anyways, first thing I'm going to talk about today is Avatar. I think I talked about this in the last episode too, but obviously it's trending, so new things keep coming up. So there's actually a few new things. So the first thing, you guys like this? It's Rugrats. Again, another side note, but Avatar: Way of Water has won the Critics Award. Yeah, the Critics Award, and is nominated for 2 BAFTA awards for special visuals or special visual effects and sound. They're nominated, so that does not necessarily mean that they're gonna win, but they're nominated for those 2 awards as well. And by the amount of money that's still coming in for Avatar: Way of Water, that puts them at still being obviously in the top 5 in box office, but also puts them at making past their goal, which was $2 billion to break even. So they're looking at making anywhere from, I think it's like 2.1 or $2.3 billion off of this film. The creator said that if it did well, he was going to do, I think, a 3-part sequel. There hasn't been a whole lot of talk about what that sequel will entail, other than it will have the Fire Na'vi in this film, which is the Avatar 3, the sequel. And there's talk about replacing the person that narrates Jake Sully with a different cast member. Who that cast member is, we don't know. Maybe he will come back. I'm not really sure why they would recast him, but there's talk about that right now. What did you guys think of Avatar 2: Way of Water? And I also want to know, what do you guys think about Avatar 3 with the Fire Na'vi? Because I was thinking that this is probably going to be more so Element. As I was reading and going through all the news about this stuff, they already touched on like the Jungle Na'vi, which would be considered Earth. We'll consider that Earth. And then they touched base on, the Water Na'vi, which is Way of Water. So it seems to be more elemental. And I don't know if you guys ever watched Avatar: Last Airbender, there's 4 elements. So then my question is becoming, are they going to make 5 elements then? Because he said he'll do 3 more movies. And if Fire Na'vi is going to be the 3rd, movie, then I would guess the next one would be air. And then what would the next element be after air? Because I'm familiar with 4. Is there another one, you guys? Like rock? But wouldn't rock still be considered earth? So wouldn't that still be considered like the jungle Na'vi? I don't know. You guys let me know what 5 elements they're going to address, because they're obviously addressing elements with this. So I'm a bit curious about this, how it's going to go. You guys tell me how you think they're going to do this storyline and everything like that. I'm curious to see what you guys think about it. Another topic today, this is 2. So I'm covering 9 topics today. And so you guys know in February there's Girl Scouts season and all that stuff. And they, I don't know, how many of you guys love Girl Scout cookies? Is it like your, what do they call it? Your forbidden treasure or your dirty little secret or something? Like, I'm not supposed to have these, but I want them so bad type of thing. Well, Girl Scout cookies this year are releasing their new Girl Scout cookie called Raspberry Rally. This is an online exclusive. So I believe it's February 27th is when Girl Scout cookies start selling cookies, or maybe it's sooner. So don't quote me on that, because I know in February they start, and let me tell you, it was difficult to get any last year. So I'm just like, I don't know if it's just going to be that easy for people to just get them this time around either. But Raspberry Rally is their new cookie. It's said to be a crispy thin cookie with raspberry filling and chocolate coating. So that's how the cookie appears. So obviously you're going to taste chocolate and raspberry and, you know, a crispy cookie. I'm guessing the cookie itself is vanilla. So if you guys are looking for that cookie, online exclusive is where you can get that cookie. Topic number 3, Mariah Carey. It is Mariah Carey is allegedly filing for primary custody of her twins that she had with Nick Cannon. From what I read with the different articles I read about this, she's not saying that Nick Cannon is a bad father by any means, but he is a father of 12 kids. He is a celebrity and very busy. And of course, Mariah Carey just has the 2, and they're with her the majority of the time. And she wants to, you know, state president that, I don't even know if that's the right wording actually, but she basically wants to make it a point that, you know, being consistent and being stable and in a child's life is important, and she wants her kids to fully understand the importance of presence. And so the whole point of her getting this, I think it's called legal primary caregiver status, is to basically have more legal, I'm not sure if it's necessarily legal control or if it's just, you know, legal, because I'm not really sure. I know I have full custody of all my kids, but I'm not really sure what legal primary caregiver is. I've never really heard that terminology before. I would think you would have full custody if you have your kids all the time and the father's just always working and he has a hard time keeping up with all 12 of the kids. Like, I'm not sure, but it's allegedly said that she is filing for this type of custody because the kids are always with her. He is not around, and she's trying to either influence change or be able to have enough say to where if something is happening, she can take care of it, you know, quickly, instead of having to wait on her extremely busy baby daddy, Nick Cannon. And that's not to say, and they were exes, so I don't know if, do you really, they go back to being a baby daddy, right? Once you divorce them, or should she just say ex-husband, but they have kids together and you can not have kids with an ex-husband. So that's why I'm saying baby daddy. How would you guys refer to Nick Cannon when it comes to Mariah Carey? Would you just say ex-husband, father of her children, or would you say what I said, which is baby daddy? Because I feel like he got demoted after their divorce, so, you know, it's fair for me to say that, right? Right? Yeah, no, maybe, kinda. Well, let me know what you guys think, because my recording device fell, but, let me know what you guys think the proper terminology for what you would call Nick Cannon now after they divorced, because I feel like baby daddy's fine, but I know people can be touchy with these types of things. And do you think that Mariah Carey filing for this legal primary caregiver is necessary? I don't have 12 kids, so, but I could imagine it makes you a very busy person, especially if you have 6 baby mamas. So I could see why she's doing it, and I don't think she's petty for it. I think she's just trying to do her job as a mom. And I don't think that they have like any type of dysfunctional relationship. So I don't necessarily foresee this as being an issue, but who knows? It very much, you know, anytime you deal with court, it can always end up being an issue. So, you know, it could be, but let's just hope that it isn't. The next topic that I'm talking about today, I'm going to get right to it. I do memos for myself and do like a little list just so I can keep track of all the things I'm talking about. Usher announces his 2023 Las Vegas residency dates for Las Vegas. So I believe that is so in 2022 his shows in Las Vegas sold out. So it did pretty well. He is releasing a new album, and you know, as most artists know anyways, it's good for promotion to do shows when you're working on new music. People love your performance and you put a lot of work and energy into your performances, then people are going to want to see more of you, and then they're going to want more content from you, content being the music, if that's what you're known for. And so with him releasing this new album, you know, I think that's what he's hoping for, is people to be encouraged to get his new content after seeing how well he performs in Las Vegas. Obviously, if he's sold out, you know, I'm pretty sure he's going to sell out quickly because he's an 8-time Grammy winner. And you know, he's amazing. Have you heard his music? Everybody's heard his music. Have you lived under a rock if you haven't heard his music? Because I would assume so. These new dates are March 3rd, 2023, and it is said to run to July 15th of 2023. I think this showcase is called My Way. And I think the tour thing itself is called Lovers and Friends, I believe. Obviously there's gonna be a bunch of artists performing, things like that, that are famous other than just him. So that's like another thing to look out for. And to be honest, I want to see this show. So if you guys have any spare tickets and you're like, oh, I wish I had somebody to go with me, I'll work it out. I've never even been to Las Vegas. I would like to go to Las Vegas. I'd like to see what it's about. Like, that would be cool to me. What do you guys think about, has anyone ever heard of any of Usher's new music by chance? Has he been performing any of it in 2022? Because I think the only people that would know what to expect on his new album are the people who went to his shows that sold out last year in 2022. I mean, I guess if people have tickets now, I think they went on sale like a couple days ago or just yesterday. Either a couple days ago or yesterday. So they're probably already sold out now. But let me know if you guys have an idea. Does he have like a new sound with this album? Or is it a similar sound but new songs? I'm curious to know. I do love me some Usher with his music, so I would like to know what type of music he's doing now. Now moving on from that, remember March 3rd, 2023 to July 15th, 2023. My Way, Usher, or I think, yeah, My Way, Usher, and then I think the tour is called Lovers and Friends. That's what you gotta look out for. I think it's Lovers and Friends Tour, but it's called My Way, or something like that. Look for both of those. One of those, something like that. Or it could have been like the showcase last year in 2022 was called My Way. And this one's called Lovers and Friends for 2023. I'm not really too sure about that. I'm kind of mixed up on that one, so you guys get what I'm saying. I'm trying to give you the best information I got here. Alright, so you guys have been going to the grocery store, and have you guys been noticing? I know in 2020, toilet paper was crazy, and it got so crazy with toilet paper, you guys, that somebody got shot at one of the Walmarts I went to. It was intense over toilet paper. So anyways, police had to start going to the store to help the associates ration water bottle, like the packs of water bottles that are like 12, 24 packs, and toilet paper, whether it was a 6-pack, 12-pack, or 24. It got crazy. And it was like completely unnecessary because none of COVID-19 symptoms involved bowel movements. So y'all were wildin'. Anyways, now we have an issue with eggs. And to be honest, after doing my research about why the egg prices are the way that they are, I can't even say that I'm necessarily mad about it. And I'm going to tell you why. They did these new regulations to be more humane to the hens. And the reason why the conditions were inhumane is because their cages were very small. So you got to think, they're just basically caged up all day and being fed and made to lay eggs. There wasn't very much moving space for them or anything like that. So new regulations require them have 144 inches of space in their cage, and their cages prior to that were half that size. And they're also requiring in 2025 for all major distributors of eggs to go cage free. I'm not necessarily sure why this reduced how many eggs, because it's not even that just the price went up. Less eggs are being produced due to this regulation. And the more I read, this was the only regulation that really came up. And it affected how many eggs are being produced. And then it also affected, obviously, if there's less eggs, then they have to raise the price on eggs. And so that's kind of the cause of effect. But I'm all about treating animals more in a humane way, because hens are not here to just lay eggs for us. Technically, they're supposed to be laying eggs, and those eggs are supposed to become, you know, more hens or roosters. Isn't that right? Isn't the males roosters and then the girls are hens? Something like that? Yeah. I think so. Anyway, that's what's supposed to happen. I don't think we're supposed to be eating their children. And I believe there's like a whole process to like make them not hatch so you can actually eat them and cook them. So we could be just going against nature by eating them to begin with. So I'm definitely not going to be mad that they did some regulations to give them a better quality life, since we're already taking their eggs and eating them. Just my opinion. Obviously, that makes Easter awkward because, you know, one of the Easter traditions is, you know, boiling the eggs and then getting out vinegar, mixing it with water, and coloring the eggs and things like that. And you're less likely to want to buy eggs if like a 12-pack of eggs is like almost $9 or $8.39 or $8.79 or something like that. You're going to be like, I don't know if I even want to buy eggs. Or you might just buy one case and be like, you're only coloring 12 eggs this year. I'm probably going to buy less eggs this year just because my kids never eat them all. So it's like, why spend all that money on eggs if they don't really eat them all? You know what I'm saying, guys? You know what I'm saying, guys? Think about that. If your kids are not even eating the eggs that you boil and you end up throwing them away anyways, that's like an insult to the hens. So you might as well just not even do it this year, especially if it's too expensive for you. Or just not buy as many if they're not being ate, you know. That's what I'm thinking about. Just buying less. Not buying any, but buying less. And that's probably the reason why they did the regulations, because we need to consume less of this stuff anyway. So you could tell me what you think. You could tell me if it's deeper than that and there's more research on why this happened or not. This was just what I found. There could be more stuff out there as to why this happened. You guys like my hair? This is my natural hair. Another side note, sharing. I had to get products because my hair is like dry and frizzy and really curly and stuff. It's, you know, the beauty of being a mixed baby. But I was like, I do not want it super frizzy today. So yeah, there's stuff in there to prevent the frizziness. Another topic is Universal. It plans to open a year-round horror experience in Las Vegas. This area is set to be built in Area 15. And when I read Area 15, I thought, okay, that's weird. Isn't that like Area 51? But Area 15. Like, is that just how they section out like property? Like in different states? I don't know. It's weird. But I think they haven't set a date at all of when this park will be open for people to go into, for them to, you know, experience the horrors of the lows of humanity, is what I call it. Because I don't like watching horror stuff, you guys. For those of you that love horror, I'm going to make you really sad right now. But, because, like, there has to be something wrong with your brain to do these types of things to people. Or to create creatures that look that creepy. Like, you just woke up one morning and decided to create, like, these crazy looking characters. And they're doing crazy things. Like, to me, I feel like for you to think of these crazy things, you have to be somebody who's done those crazy things. Or not necessarily say that you're a murderer, but you're thinking about some pretty demented stuff. I'm just saying. Counseling is important. Anyways, this horror park is scheduled to be built in Area 15 and cover 110,000 square foot space. And it is said to have all the classic, I'm trying to think, because I don't really watch horror movies, you guys. Like, I did this for you guys, so, because I'm just like, oh, maybe people might want to know. But, so, if you guys are familiar with Universal, they have, like, a bunch of classic horror movies, and then they have today's new terrifying tales of horror, that's out now. So whatever those may be, if you guys are familiar with Universal's classic horror movies and you're familiar with whatever terrifying tales are happening now, it's said to have all this type of stuff going on at the park, having haunted bars. Obviously there's going to be food there and all different types of stuff. Part of me, I'm going to say 20% of me. 20% of me is like, ooh, I'm curious, but I'm afraid I'm going to punch someone in the face. I really don't like being scared, you guys. It makes me so mad. So I'm just like, see, these are the things that make me end up becoming violent. If you piss me off to the point where I'm crying, I can't trust myself around you because I already lost control of my emotions. And for someone to make me cry, that means they hurt me bad enough to where I'm defensive with them, and then I'm likely to fucking hurt them. Excuse my language. You can bleep that out. I'm likely to hurt them. Whether it's punching them in their face, trying to break their nose, or break their freaking head. I'm liable for that stuff. Like, if you're gonna hurt me, and I have the feeling it might be coming, no, sir. I'm going to make sure you know I'm not the one to mess with. And those horror things, I don't know if you guys know this, but I've never been to, I think it's called the 13th Floor, the horror thing that comes here every year in October. Because I'm afraid I'm going to punch someone. They're going to jump out in front of me doing some crazy stuff with like an axe or something like that. They probably have you guys sign like these waivers saying you can't be punching the staff or beating up the staff and stuff. I hope they give them good medical insurance because I don't even think I'd sign it. I'd be like, sorry. I can't sign that because if they do something too crazy, because I'm not even going to think about it. I'm just going to react and just boom. I just know me well enough to know that I'm not even going to think about it. I'm going to feel bad because I know it was a person and like that's their job and they're acting and stuff. 20% of me is interested in this Universal horror experience in Las Vegas. 20% of me is. And then the other one is just like, girl, you might get arrested or get a lawsuit against you. And then I'm just like, yeah, I probably shouldn't because that's one of my things. Don't make me cry. Don't make me mad. Don't scare me. When you scare me, I don't even think about it. I just react. Boom. I just react. My bad afterwards, depending on what you did, because sometimes I just don't even feel bad. I'm just like, why would you even do that? Like, you don't think people have reflexes or something? Why'd you just pop out on me like that? Boom. Don't even care. It's like, that's your fault. You know, just be popping up on people. No home training. No home training. What's wrong with you? But if you're doing this horror experience, do not be hitting people. I am not promoting violence at all. If people are being negative in your life, they're making you mad, they're making you cry, it is better to walk away and cut them out of your life. Do not be hitting them. I've gotten better with this, you guys. Super proud of myself. I also, when people, you know, do these things to me, I try not to make them feel how I feel. Like if somebody tells you their personal business, don't use it against them. Like I really try not to stoop to people's levels and just be like, okay, I could be saying a whole lot about you right now since you're coming for me, but I'm just gonna not because I'm a better person. Be the better person. Don't be hitting people. Don't be going to these horror things hitting people. Cut the negativity out of your life. If you love horror stuff, there's nothing wrong with it. But I am wondering, is there people who are pissing you off that you're thinking about doing this stuff? Like, tell me why you guys like the horror stuff. Like, because everybody's different and there's nothing wrong with liking horror stuff. But I mean, do you see some of like the monsters that are created and the demons and the witches and the... I don't even know what some of them are. Gremlins? Ghouls? How many different types of monsters are there? There's like a ton of them, isn't there? Somebody with the list of how many different demons, monsters, and all that, list them. And then tell me why you guys like horror stuff, because I could be missing something entirely with this, but I just feel like to scare somebody or make them feel like their life is in danger is just negative. It always gave me negative vibes, but maybe there's more to it than that. Maybe there's a thrill in the excitement of, I don't know, almost dying. That's like the roller coasters. I don't like feeling like I'm almost going to die. I don't like roller coasters either. Like, what is it? Is it like the adrenaline rush? Like, tell me what makes you guys love horror movies so much. Because sometimes, like, I think it was a Scary Movie, I was getting mad at the girl because, like, I felt like her situation was obvious and then she got killed anyways. I was like, I don't even know if I could feel bad for you if this was done on purpose, because why didn't you see that coming? You know? I don't know. Yeah. So, I'd be yelling at the TV, then I get mad at the TV, and I'm just like, what was the point of all this? Because now I'm mad at the TV. Or whoever wrote the script, and I was watching it on the TV. But you guys get what I'm saying, so... Anyways, moving on. Number 7 of the topics today. Sometimes I play the lottery, you guys. And I always tell myself it is not pointless because you can't win if you don't play. That is true. But you know how freaking hard it is to win? It's very hard. Because there's millions of people playing. So you're one of millions, okay? It's just the odds are against you, that you can't discredit anyone that says, oh, it's pointless, you're not going to win. What if you do, though? What if you do? This person lives in Maine, and he or she, that they don't reference, and I'm glad they don't. I'm glad that they're not saying the name or the gender of the person who won, because that would be scary. Because then everybody's going to know how much money they have. And could you imagine like these random friends and family members you like never talk to just start bombarding you just because they know you have all this money and you could change their lives? I would be so annoyed. I'd be like, you didn't talk to me then. Why are you talking to me now? Like, yeah, don't be telling them. Don't be telling them. All we need to know is that person lived in Maine or lives in Maine or lived, because they now have enough money to move wherever they want now. The housing price is going up. Does not matter to them. And rightfully so. They have all that money now. They won $1.35 billion. that was the Mega Millions jackpot. They're from Maine. I'm going to read you off the winning numbers here. It was 30, 43, 45, 46, 61, and the gold ball was 14. So, this is the 4th largest jackpot in the U.S. history. So those of you who didn't know that and wanted to know that, there you have it. The person lives in Maine, and they won the 4th biggest jackpot in U.S. history, and it was $1.35 billion. You can't win if you don't play. I do agree that it's hard to win, but it is possible to win something. But if you don't play, you'll never know. So, I still encourage you guys to play, but I do agree that it's hard. So, I get the frustration as well, because I'd be buying like 5 of those freaking things, spending $10 to $20 depending on how I do it, and I don't win anything. So, I feel you. But can't win if you don't play. Still very true. Moving on. Number 8. Bill Gates answers questions from Reddit users. So there's only like a few questions that I read, and I was like, this might be interesting. People might want to know what he is saying. So I'm going to read these off to you guys. The first one is, the world will not be able, this is his responses to, questions. I'm not really sure what the questions were exactly. So I'm just going to give you his responses, and then you can kind of see for yourself what the questions were. But he said, the world will not be able to avoid overshooting a goal established in 2015 Paris Climate Accord to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius ideally. So ideally, Paris Climate Accord wanted to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees. And he doesn't believe that they'll be able to overshoot the goal they established in 2015. He also thinks it's great that people want to be vegan, but most people will not, want to do that. But he also thinks alternative meat products are a good idea. Did you guys know that the vegan burgers actually don't taste that bad? And they're actually made with like beans, like different various types of beans, like kidney beans, pinto beans, all those different types of beans. Like, I'm not necessarily sure how they do it, because obviously I'm not vegan, but I have actually had like, at Costco, they're doing like these samples things. Are you guys familiar with the samples you can get at Costco? Well, one of the booths had these veggie burgers, and they smelled really good. So I was like, you know what? I'm trying to do better with my eating and stuff. Let me try this veggie burger. Me and my daughter, who's going to be 16 this year in March, she was with me at the time. So I gave some to her. I actually did not tell her it was a veggie burger, because I didn't want her to be like, yeah, no, I don't want to try it. And she actually really liked it too. So I ended up buying a pack. So I'm not against alternative meat products. I think we're going to have to do, more environmentally friendly stuff in order to make it safer to live on the planet. Like, we're affecting the planet more than we think we are, and global warming is a real thing, and we want to be considerate to the planet that we live on and we take from. We need to give back, and we need to put more effort in being responsible for ourselves, and not just littering and taking advantage of everything, including the animals, because their purpose isn't just to feed us. Like, They have their own things that they're supposed to do and things that benefit the planet other than us eating them. So that's my thoughts on that. The other thing he said was, if you want to affect climate change, you need to, or climate change mitigation, you need to vote. You can buy an electronic car and stay optimistic. If enough people want to do the right thing, then you can affect change. But you guys can't be always just sitting there asking for stuff and then not vote. You guys really do need to vote. I know it's a pain in the butt, just like taxes can be, but vote. You know? Affect change. It's important. You live on the planet too. All right. The 9th topic and the final topic. Super Bowl February 12th in Arizona, and residents are cashing in. What does that mean? Well, and it's not even just the Super Bowl. The what is it called? I think it's called waste management. Let me see. Yeah, it's Waste Management Phoenix Open in Scottsdale is also going to be doing their final rounds the same day as Super Bowl. So it's going to be super busy for both golf, professional golf, I believe, and for the Super Bowl. So people are renting out their houses, and you, depending on if you want to rent out a room in your house, or your whole entire house. I know there's this one lady, they talked about, I'm only going to say her last name because I really don't like doing that to people. I don't even know how you say it. Decento. Her last name is Decento. She's taken advantage of this opportunity and renting out her house for $1,000 a day. They're saying the places to take advantage of this is Airbnb or VRBO. I think that's how you pronounce it. Obviously, the Super Bowl will be taking place at the State Farm Stadium in Glendale. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be looking to rent houses in Glendale and probably everywhere in the Glendale, Phoenix area, whatever's closest to the State Farm Stadium in Glendale or in Scottsdale for the WM Phoenix opening. So we're set to be really busy in February. And I feel like that's a good thing for our economy, for Arizona, for sure. Do you guys, any of you homeowners or people renting apartments, what do you think about taking advantage of this? A lot of people are saying it's an opportunity to make money because you're renting out either your whole house or a room, and you could do it daily. Some of these people are staying for like a week, 2 weeks. So, I mean, you could stand to make a decent amount of money, I guess, but tell me what you think. Would you rent out your house or a room in your house or apartment to make a little extra cash? Or do you just not trust people? To be honest, with my experiences of people staying with me, it's just not for me to have people in my house like that. It's just not. It stresses me out, gives me anxiety. I'm wondering if they're going to break something that's important or bring bugs into my house with their luggage, or, you know, just not take care of things or clean up after themselves. Like, it'd give me so much anxiety that for me personally, my peace of mind is more important than the money. But I'm not going to hate on people doing it because get your bag, you know? What do you guys think? Would you guys want to take advantage of that or not? And if so, Airbnb and VRBO are the places to go to do so. So you can make some money during February and, I don't know, maybe get ahead on some bills or whatever you have going on. Either way, that is all I have for today on what's trending. Be safe. Be nice to animals. Be good to the environment. Make good choices. Don't harm anyone. And I will see you back next week, Friday at 5 p.m. for What's Trending with Jinnea. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest internet radio station on the planet. Even the other radio stations are tuning in. Your choice, your music. UChoiceRadio.com.